right down to this. UFC 226, the super fight. It's been a while since I've done this before, but this is a big enough card that I think that it deserves its own predictions video. This is just sort of a quick thing. I'm not going to do anything super elaborate. You know, Slugfest Wizard back here again. And, okay. July 7th, from the T-Mobile City in Paradise, Nevada, we're going to get Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier, the heavyweight champ versus the light heavyweight champ in the UFC. Doesn't matter what, you know, John Jones did at this point. Getting some messages right now to DC. John Jones is his worst enemy, and we will either see him back in the UFC or not. I'm gonna forget about him right now. I'm just disappointed in him. That's all. So, this is a fun, interesting fight. Stipe Miocic, the UFC heavyweight champion, undisputed right now. He is the most successful heavyweight in UFC history. He is the first man to successfully defend the belt 3 consecutive times. No one else, not Cain Velasquez, not Tim Sylvia, not Brock Lesnar, none of them were able to do that. Not even Randy Couture was able to get 3 successful title defenses in a row. Stipe Miocic finally did it. He has surpassed all expectations. You know, and considering the guy is like, you know, he's from Ohio, he's a fireman, he's a family guy too, he's just really, really awesome. I was worried that Francis Ngannou was going to knock his head off when he fought him, and he out-wrestled him to a decision. It's his boxing and his way of mixing up wrestling with that really makes him so successful. But let's see, since his only losses are to Stefan Struve back in 2012, yikes, and his controversial close loss to Junior Dos Santos back in December of 2014. Alright, but since then it was Mark Hunt, Andrei Arlovsky, Fabricio Verdum, Alistair Overeem, Junior Dos Santos, and Francis Ngannou. He knocked out all those guys, stopped on the strikes, except for Ngannou. But this is going to be a tough one. Daniel Cormier has also been incredibly successful. Let me see, make sure we're recording sound. Yeah, Daniel Cormier, DC. Kind of an underappreciated champ, unfortunately. I like DC a lot. It's a shame that he can't get a bit more love from the fans. But, you know, what we've got here are, you know, 2 unstoppable forces. Daniel Cormier has only lost to one man, John Jones. He got head kick knocked out by him and finished with strikes on the ground in a fight in which he looked much improved. So maybe John Jones just has his number. Jones is just really that good, but not gonna talk about him anymore. I legitimately am not quite sure what's gonna happen in this fight. If Stipe wins, he's still the heavyweight champ. If Daniel Cormier wins, he's gonna be the heavyweight champ and the light heavyweight champ, you know, doing what Conor McGregor, BJ Penn, and Randy Couture all did. They were able to get 2 different titles, but only Conor McGregor has gotten 2 titles at once in 2 different weight classes, featherweight and lightweight. So, between the 2 guys, I think Daniel Cormier is the better wrestler. His credentials are great, and he's been so successful with them. You know, he almost killed himself during a weight cut for the Olympics one time, you know. So, he's going to be big coming into this fight. Neither of these guys like to kick that much, you know, especially Stipe. They're mostly just punchers, and Stipe does have probably the better boxing regimen. So what do I think is going to happen in the fight? I could be completely wrong by the time it actually gets down to fight time. But for now, I'm going to pick Stipe Miocic. I picked against him several times, and whenever he wins, whenever I pick against him, he wins spectacularly. I thought, you know, Fabricio Verdum was going to go in there and submit him easily, but he didn't. Let's see. I feel bad counting Daniel Cormier out because I usually pick him a lot to win fights. But I think Stipe is going to be able to neutralize and scramble against whatever wrestling that DC brings. As big as DC is, Stipe might be the slightly bigger fighter, and I think that his striking is a little bit better. I don't see there being a finish unless Cormier is able to drag Stipe to the ground and submit him, but I don't find that happening. So I'm going to go with Miocic by a close, very competitive 5-round unanimous decision. Next fight. Oh, this is a damn good one too. Max Holloway versus Brian Ortega. Wow. Okay, Holloway has also gone on to surpass expectations. Hard to believe the only time he was ever really finished was Dustin Poirier by a mounted armbar in a fight back in February of 2012, where at UFC 143 he took that on short notice, that fight, and got submitted in the first round. But since then, with the exception of when he fought Dennis Bermudez and Conor McGregor and he lost decisions to them, he's been on a tear. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 12-fight win streak. And the pride of Hawaii. He finished Jose Aldo twice in 2017. He stopped Anthony Pettis, the first guy to stop him, Ricardo Lamas, Jeremy Stevens, Charles Oliveira, Cub Swanson. Man, I was going to pick him to stop Frank Edgar too when the two of them fought, but that fight didn't happen. Against Brian Ortega, coming off being the first guy ever to stop Frankie Edgar in the fight a couple months ago. This one I even know less of what's going to happen because it's two guys in the prime. This could be like the best featherweight matchup in the world right now, and I'm not really sure how things are going to go down in it. Holloway is probably the better striker, the better boxer and everything. Brian Ortega is definitely the better jiu-jitsu master, and he's really good at using striking, his improved striking. We saw that in his last fight against Edgar. Whether it's jumping in with an elbow or being able to walk through striking because of his really good chin. He's got a surprisingly tough chin too, and is deceptively good at shutting down someone else's striking so he can get to them, take the back, or go for that sick guillotine choke that knows what to do. I could be 100% wrong on this one. Brian Ortega definitely has a much better chance to win this, I think, than Stipe Miocic has of finishing Cormier between the two of these fights. I don't think Holloway is going to submit Ortega on the ground, so Holloway's best chance is to keep this on the feet and to pick Brian Ortega apart with strikes, keep the distance, maybe cut off the cage, all that jazz. I'm going to pick Holloway to win it though, to give Brian Ortega his first ever loss by maybe late 4th round TKO. If not, it'll go to a decision, maybe a split decision, and he'll win. And it'll be really bloody and violent and everything like that. If there is a finish, I think it'll be because Brian Ortega was able to catch Holloway in the scramble in like a guillotine. Then I think he'd do it. I don't know if Holloway would tap though, maybe he'd just allow himself to pass out. Okay, next fight, Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou, as powerful and as big as he is, his defensive wrestling is not where it needs to be. I'm gonna go with Derek Lewis, provided he can fight smart and keep his fight IQ in check and knock out, and not get knocked out very quickly. I'm gonna go with Derek Lewis. Michael Chiesa versus Anthony Pettis. Anthony Pettis is like 2-5 in his last 7 fights. So I think Anthony Pettis, he just peaked a little bit too early in his career. And it's a shame because he was so talented and he's capable of so much, but he was never that great at not getting taken down by a better wrestler or someone who was better in that way. Yeah, it's hard to believe. I forgot he got stopped like it was a rib injury by Dustin Poirier in November of last year. Alright, so this one, Michael Chiesa, he's on, even though he got technically submitted by Kevin Lee, I think Chiesa can win this one. Or Chiesa, however it's pronounced. Chiesa by unanimous decision. Gokhan Saki versus Khalil Roundtree Jr. I'm gonna go with Khalil Roundtree Jr. Uriah Hall versus Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa, I think, should be able to win that one. But Uriah Hall is coming off of a good, surprising win over Krzysztof Jotko, in which he was badly losing that fight. Paul Felder versus Mike Perry. Gonna go with Paul Felder. Rafael Asencal versus Rob Font. I almost want to pick Rob. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna pick Rob Font to win that one, even though Rafael Asencal doesn't lose that much. Let's see, has he been stopped? Yeah, he has. Eric Koch knocked out Rafael Asencal. Huh. Curtis Molinder versus Max Griffin. Gonna pick Curtis Molinder. And gonna go with Dan Hooker to defeat Gilbert Burns. Lando Venata versus, I'm gonna pick him to defeat Drakkar Klaus. And Jamie Moyle to defeat Emily Whitmore. In the only, yeah, that's the only female fight in the card. So thank you all for watching. Bye-bye, and have a good, happy 4th of July.